Hi guys, it's us again.
Hello, I'm Eve.
I'm Kyra.
Natalie.
And today we're going to be talking about HL English, which for us was HL English because our school only offered HL, but I know that other schools might offer SL, so.
And this would be a class under the Language A, Language and Literature IB class.
Yes.
Okay, so what is it?
Basically, it's just a language and literature course, like you said. It allows students to study a wide range of literary and non-literary texts. And then in the class, students will gain pretty much like a broader perspective of different themes that can be found in literature, as well as learn skills to write and analyze themes from their own words.
So in more casual terms, do you want to discuss like what books like we read or texts?
Yeah, we read, now this might be different for some schools.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different.
probably
Plano East. We read Crime and Punishment, we read The Visit, we read, what else did we read?
Those are like more like of the harder academic texts, but we also read cool stuff like the Cinderella stories from different parts of the world.
Like different
That was one of my favorite
tales.
units. Yeah.
A lot of different short stories.
The text will vary like wherever you go to school, but the same like diversity of text will remain.
Yeah.
And then we also learned about how to like analyze literary texts, which I thought was pretty interesting.
I liked the advertisements unit.
Oh,
that was also
right.
really
Oh, but then
interesting.
again, you might not have that. But
Yeah, I think it really depends on the curriculum that your teacher sets up and everything.
But I think no matter what, like when you take this class, you learn how to look at literature with a more critical eye, which is really important.
Yeah, very crucial for no matter what you do later on.
Okay, this course is available for study in 17 different languages, which is really cool. And this course is different from the other literature course offered by IB, which is Language A, Literature, just literature, and that only covers the analysis of literary texts.
Yep. And so essentially, this course, for prerequisites, you need to have 2 years of English credits, which I'm sure that most of you should have. And then the exam is relatively formal, and there's 2 essay papers like most of the other IB classes. And so you have to do an analysis of an unseen non-literary text. And basically that's where you kind of like...
Sorry, we don't really know a lot about this because we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, okay, so essentially it's just like, you're also going to have to do a comparative response to a question based on 2 literary works studied. So I think, is this like the oral assessment or
No.
is this, okay, this is like a written assessment.
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially like you're going to read a bunch of works, right? And then during your exam, you're going to have to analyze a text that you've never seen before, and then also write a comparative response to a question about, based on 2 literary texts studied. So, yeah.
Ones that you've already studied.
Ones
in
that you've
class.
already studied,
In
yes.
class.
Right,
In
right.
class.
Normally we talk about, in these videos, we talk about the IA. However, in this course, you only have an oral assessment, right? An internal oral assessment, just like for your other language classes. And then you have your HL essay. Basically what that is just a 12,000 to 1,500, wait, 1,200, hold on, right, 1,200 to 1,500 word essay written outside the exam room, like in class basically.
Mm-hmm.
Or at home, whatever. And it'll be on a work or multiple works studied during class. So anything related to whatever you studied in class.
Yeah, and our teacher said this is the component of the exam that you have the most control over.
Yeah.
So I would recommend, like, if you're going to take this class, to work the most on that.
Yeah.
But also we did it at the end of our junior year, so we were really tired.
Yeah, so
And
we didn't have that much time to write it either. It was like all in 1 week. Like we had
burned out.
Yeah, we had like a bunch of planning, but then we had 1 week to write it. So I would recommend during like that planning phase, just go ahead and like start just because like
Because it really hit us by surprise how quickly it went.
yeah, and especially because like
She really crammed it all.
yeah.
Okay, well, she did and she didn't. Because like we had the planning stages, people didn't like take a full advantage of it.
Yeah.
Because it was also during the exam season.
But then again, I feel like, personally, I feel like I didn't know what I was getting into.
Yeah, I think it's
yeah,
just
I guess.
it depends on like just be well prepared.
Just
friends.
don't
be super.
procrastinate.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Do it when you're supposed to, and like maybe go ahead of what your teacher planned out for you, just so that you don't fall behind.
Right.
Or, like, feel super stressed.
Okay.
And like get help. If you need help, like ask your teacher.
Okay, so what is the workload?
This is Plano East specific.
Yes.
For our first year, junior year, our workload was pretty light. And this is probably, or might be due to our teacher at Plano East. A lot of the work could be completed during class, actually most of it, and anything left over was homework, which is pretty reasonable. There were some readings that had to be done outside of class, but those were pretty light as well. And the most heavy readings were the crime and punishment readings, because like the Russian literature thing, and like the subject matter was kind of heavy, but it wasn't that bad to get through.
Yeah, and it was kind of nice because we did it at the beginning of the year, so we were like still hyped up about like school starting and like junior year, yay! So hopefully your teacher does that too.
But you should still do the reading. Like, don't skip it because there's like in-class discussions and it's embarrassing if you like don't raise your hand.
Yeah.
And like the whole class is silent.
Yeah.
There was a good day.
There was
Yeah.
And then she was upset. She was like, guys, I know who read it.
Like, there are 4 people.
There are 4 people.
So do the reading.
Yes, do the reading.
Yeah, it's important.
Do the reading. Okay. Anyways, so in regard to like the second year of HL, we haven't been through it yet personally ourselves, but from what we've heard, it's a lot more stressful than first year HL. I'm not sure if it's because of the curriculum or because of the teacher, but I just know that it's important to keep, it's like even more important to keep up and do the readings, because like, at least from what we've heard, the HL second year teacher has like quizzes like every single week over like the chapters and stuff.
Yeah,
and like they're like
really
and they're very specific questions. Like our teacher, our teacher this year, she was like pretty generous, I would say, in terms of like the
Specificity?
But second year English might not be that, especially if you're like doing PESH HL English.
Yeah.
So should you take the AP exam?
Yes. Take the AP exam,
So true.
okay? It basically, if your teacher explains it just a little bit, your teacher will be, or at least, okay, for PESH, our teacher did a great job of going over what will be on the AP exam just really quickly.
Sprinkle in like
just a little
AP
bit.
exam prep throughout the year. You should be fine.
It should be fine.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of resources too online.
And it's really beneficial, you know, like if, it's really easy. I got a 4. It's the first 4 I've ever gotten. And basically it's just 3 essays and some multiple choice questions, right?
The exam is comparatively easier than like an IB HL English class.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
It's beneficial.
Alright, so for my personal thoughts on HL English, I would say that it was honestly probably one of my favorite classes overall. Like the workload was like pretty loose, and then like we learned lots about different literatures, and like reading through like a different range of like pieces of literature and not focusing, like also non-literary text too, and just getting like exposure to that kind of stuff was really interesting. And I would say that like the subject covered lots of themes, which was great because it's really important to have like a broad perspective and knowledge of like things in the world and like current events and also past events to kind of like connect them together. And then although sometimes like writing the essays wasn't like the most fun thing in the world, like especially where we had to write like 3 different essays on crime and punishment, like 1 literary text, all with different topics, and that was just like, it got really tiresome. But I would say that the skills that we built up like after doing that really will benefit us in the future. So yeah
100% agree. Okay, in my opinion, English is my top number 1 class forever, and I think because of this class I'm actually considering majoring in English. I feel like I learned more about how to like read for not just entertainment, and when you learn how to like analyze text critically, it makes you feel kind of cool, like you're making these connections that you never thought you could have before. Don't zone out of this class and not do the reading because you think English is useless, because critical thinking and like analysis of texts are like an important skill no matter what you do later in life.
I feel like you're talking to me when you said that.
Wait, what? For what? Wait, I didn't mean to target you.
Zone out of this class. And
Were you zoning out? Okay, I sat in front of you, so.
well, she was there were a lot of times where she was like doing history reading. I would see her with the textbook and a little note packet.
Oh my gosh, right under my nose.
No, behind your nose.
Anyway, Miss Holloway, if you're watching this, Natalie, sorry.
I really am. I'm just not good at English. I'm so terrible, and I've never been one for English. but I mean that's part of my personal opinion that I'm about to go into right now. Basically, I've never been a fan of English. I've just never been a fan of English in general. The teacher made it really fun. I love you, Miss Holloway, so much. And I am worried about next year, but I think hopefully it'll be fine. I think you should just push through. It's a part of IB. It's gonna happen. If you can just gotta make the best of it. Lemons and lemonade, right?
So yeah, totally,
100%.
100%.
Okay.